I heard somewhere that with how short our attention spans are today, we need as many sound effects as possible to keep our minds focused on whatever we're watching. So...
Huh?
Alright, that should last right up to the end of the video. You're watching this video because your attention span is fried. Because the TikTok and YouTube algorithms tricked your little goldfish brain into watching hours and hours of slop. And now, you can't go a single moment without something playing in your ear at all times. You can't take a walk without your headphones in blasting music. That is, assuming that you even touch grass, you little gremlin. Heck, you're probably watching this while you eat lunch or dinner because you can't stand to sit there in silence for 10 minutes. Or else the voices in your head will take over. And I feel sorry for you. Just kidding. My brain is just as peanut as yours is. What? Just as peanut? Oh god, I'm really losing it too. Anyways, I'm just as much of a little content gremlin as you are. Over the past 3 years, I've been watching everything on 2x speed, and I think I have a fucking problem. You know your brain is absolutely cooked when even TikTok isn't stimulating you enough. I literally have to fast forward every video on there. Someone help me, please. I'm so cooked, and I'm not even an iPad baby. I had a normal childhood. You know, I'm Gen Z. I grew up baking cookies. I would play outside in the street with my neighbors. And when I was bored, I would literally just sit there. Or, you know, rummage through the pantry or rummage through every single drawer known to mankind. Because what else was there to do? Nothing. And all that to say that, you know, for my whole life, I've had a pretty good attention span. But starting to watch everything on 2x speed really fried up my brain like a skillet. And that's for already stimulating content. For lectures, it'd be 4x speed minimum. 8x if they would allow it, which I don't know why some of the platforms did, but like, if it's there, it's there. Like, I'm gonna make use of it, you know? And you may be asking, how did you even understand anything at that speed? First of all, shut the fuck up. Did I ask? No. Okay? Second of all, the answer is, I didn't understand anything. I would speed through the entire thing, and when it got to an important part, like in the video or on the slides, I would slow it back down to 4x speed and listen to it there, which I know is still fucking depraved, but like, at least I could get the gist of it. Nowadays, 2x isn't even enough. This past week, I've been catching myself watching videos and thinking to myself, oh, this is so slow, let me increase the speed up to 2x. Then I check, and it's already on fucking 2x speed. And I just have to sit there like, alright dude, acknowledge how absolutely cooked you are.
But seriously, YouTube, please add 3x speed, for God's sake.
Anyone else do this? No? Am I the only one? Anyone else watch their videos on 2x speed? Please let me know if you do, so that we can share in our collective brain rot. I don't want to be the single person with the least amount of brain cells on the planet. Please let me know. Please let me know that this is a thing. Is it really our fault though? Like, yeah, sure, it was my decision to download TikTok and my decision to only watch videos on 2x speed and to stop reading and to never go outside. And yeah, it was my decision to doom scroll every night before bed and every morning when I wake up and every time I'm on the toilet and every time But can you really say that it's our fault that we have the attention span of a rock? No, it's not my fault.
It is yours though.
I mean, like, have you considered instead of sleeping with your phone next to your bed, instead you just leave it in the other room? God, how could you not think of that? It was so simple.
Dummy.
Just kidding. Actually, I sleep with my phone tucked into the bottom of my pillowcase for quickest and most efficient possible access to TikTok when I wake up in the morning. I mean, we live in a world where social media is so pervasive that living without it seems so impossible. Like, do you know a single person that lives without using social media? I don't. That's probably because they've already achieved enlightenment and ascended up to heaven, but that's besides the point. These social media apps, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, are literally designed to addict us, to rewire our brains so that even without thinking, we just pick up our phones and start scrolling mindlessly. And once we start, it's so hard to stop. Have you ever been there just chilling, eating lunch or studying or working or something? And then without even a thought passing through your head, you just pick up your phone, start scrolling, and the next thing you know, 30 minutes has passed? This happens to me way too often. And it's like, I don't even have control over my own fucking mind. And that is so fucking scary. Nowadays, we live in an attention economy, which means that every single person, platform is competing, fighting for just a little bit more of your attention. So people resort to more and more flashy, more and more colorful, more and more loud, more and more controversial, more and more intensely emotional experiences to capture that last little bit of attention. And when these things do get you to click, do get you to watch, to like and comment and subscribe, please. When they do get you to engage, that gives the algorithms positive reinforcement, causing them to recommend you more and more intense content. And you can see that there's a cycle going on here. And it gets to the point where you're so desensitized that the things that used to stimulate you are now boring. One time speed is too slow, the volume is too low, there's not enough Subway Surfers on screen. Movies, dude! It's so bad that I can't even watch movies because they're too slow. The other day I was watching Arcane Season 2 on Netflix. The show set in an enormous and gritty fantasy world with crazy fight scenes, sick visuals, insane characters. And in the middle of it, I was like, why is this kind of boring? Like, why is this kind of slow? And I realized, I was like, oh, it's because it's on normal speed. And I was so disappointed in myself. I didn't know what to do. Like, what am I supposed to do about that? Like, my brain just does not get stimulated. This is actually so hard for me to film and say out loud, dude. Oh my God, I am so cooked. Talking to people, when I talk, my brain is moving at like 200 miles per hour, but my words aren't coming out that fast. So they start to get jumbled and I start to slur my words. Even when I'm having the most normal ass conversations about like toast or something. I don't know. When I'm watching YouTube, even sped up, I'm like on my phone scrolling through Facebook Marketplace and then also scrolling through the comment section at the same time. Music? Music is too slow now, and I can't get past the 2-minute mark before I have to skip to the next song. I think sped up music really did a number on me. Books! Don't even get me started on books. Dude, I used to read often. Now the book that I'm currently working on, if you can even call it that, I've been working on it for the past 9 months. Whatever, dude. Books are for losers and nerds anyways. In the future, we're all gonna have information and orders directly downloaded into the chips lodged in our brains, so who needs to read anyways? And that's me. Do you understand what I'm saying? I had a normal childhood. I touched grass. I played outside and got bored. I didn't have a phone until I was like at the end of middle school. I can't even begin to imagine how unimaginably cooked everyone who grew up terminally online during the pandemic on CoComelon, all of the iPad babies out there, how unimaginably cooked they are gonna be. I mean, don't pay attention to my goldfish brain. Don't look at my flaws. Let me pass this blame down the line to the next generation. I mean, have you seen Gen Alpha? Apparently they can't read. They can't spell. I mean, have you seen Skibidi Toilet? Because that shit is cinema. Cinema. Oh my God. Not that any of this is their fault. I mean, this is just the world that we live in and the world that they grew up in. And low-key, it might not even be a problem. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. Who knows what the future is gonna look like? Maybe in the future, we won't even need to know how to spell. You never know. For example, I used to think that having a keyboard was super crucial to writing essays and papers for class. That is, until I watched my cousin, who's 5 years younger than me, type out an entire 6-page paper in an afternoon on his iPad with his thumbs. That shit absolutely blew my mind. I was like,
what is even going on here?
and remember when teachers told us that we wouldn't be carrying calculators everywhere we go? Well, take that, Mrs. Garcia. Who doesn't have a calculator now? I think that there's no point in bashing younger generations for being shaped by the world that they happen to be born into. So maybe we shouldn't be so hard on ourselves. Me, of course.
You are on a whole other level of cooked.
Okay, now that this is over, watch this video. I just know that your tiny little peanut brain is just begging to watch it.
Oh, please let me watch this video. I can't stand a single second being left alone without something playing in the background.
Do it. Click it.